So, paano ba natin kino-compute ang mean, variance, and standard deviation of discrete random variables? Nandito yung mga formula and yung kanilang meaning. Okay? So, unahin natin ng mean. So, mean is the mean of discrete variable is the weighted average of all the values of the discrete variable. So kung marami tayong value ng discrete variable, yung average nun, that is the mean. Okay? Pero hindi basta-basta i-add, then i-divide sa kung ilan man sila. So this is accompanied with probability. Okay? So it is also known as expected value. So ibig sabihin, ang mean at expected value ay isa lang for discrete random variable. Okay? So the expected value is the average of the values that is likely to be obtained if the experiment trials are repeated over and over again. So ibig sabihin, pag meron tayong experiment at maraming trials, kukompute natin yung average o yung mean that will determine kung ano ba yung possible na maging value sa mga susunod pang trials. Okay? So, mean or expected value is denoted by mu. So, ang tawag natin dito is mu. This is a Greek letter, mu. Okay? Or E of capital X. So, mu expected value. So, same lang sila. So the formula for the mean or expected value is mu or expected value is equals to the summation of x times p of x. So ito ay product ng x at saka ng probability. Then yung summation niya, yun yung value ng mean or ng expected value. So mas mainam na gamitin natin tong mu kasi importante siya sa variance and standard deviation. Pero dapat alam din natin na parehas lang sila ng e of x. Parehas silang expected value. So, sa formula na to, x is the value or the outcome. Then, p of x is the probability of the value or the outcome. So, product siya. Then, lahat nun ay i-add. Yun yung summation. At yun na yung ating expected value. Okay? So, let's have example for the mean or expected value. Find the mean or expected value of the following PFF. So alam na natin na PMF to, alam na din natin na discrete probability distribution to. Okay, i-compute na lang natin ang mean. Okay? So first column we have the values. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then the second column is the probability of each value. So, P of X. So, ibig sabihin, ang probability ng 1, 0.15. Probability ng 2 is 0.25. Probability ng 3 ay 0.30. Probability ng 4 is 0.15. Probability of 5 is 0.10. Probability of 6 is 0.05. Now, paano natin makukuha o makukompute ang mean or expected value? Ganito yung solution. So add an additional column for XPX. So maglalagay tayo ng additional column and ilalabel natin XPX. Ibig sabihin, product ng X at ng kanyang probability. And then, pag nakuha na yon, compute for the summation. So i-add lahat yon at yun na yung magiging mean or expected value. So mag-add tayo ng column. Ayan. So we have additional column x times p of x. So, ibig sabihin, x times p of x. So, sa first row, 1 times 0.15 is 0.15. Then, second row, 2 times 0.25, that is 0.50. Then, third row, 3 times 0.30 is 0.90. Then, fourth row, we have 4 times 0.15, we have 0.60. Then fifth row, 5 times 0.10, that is 0.50. Then 6 times 0.05 is 0.30. So, lahat na siya merong x times px. Ia-add natin siya lahat and that is the summation. So, pag in-add natin siyang lahat, ang sagot ay 2.95. So, pag yan ang nakuha natin, yan na rin yung ating mean or expected value. So, sinabi ko dati na pwede tayong gumamit ng e of x, pwede rin yun. Same lang sila, pero mas mainam gamitin yung mu kasi importante siya sa variance and standard deviation. So, ganun kasimple yung pagkuha ng mean. So, gagamitin natin siya sa variance. So, i-conclude natin na ang mean or expected value is mu is equals to 2.95 or pwede rin gumamit ng e of x is equals to 2.95. Okay, same lang sila. Now, proceed tayo sa variance. So, paano ba natin or ano ba ang importansya ng mean? Paano siya natin gagamitin sa variance and standard deviation? Okay, so the variance of a discrete variable is the expected value of the square of the difference between the assumed value and the mean. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong assumed value minus the mean, yung square nun, pag kinuha natin yung expected value niyan, dapat nakamultiply siya sa p of x. And then, yung summation niyan, yun yung ibig sabihin ng variance. Okay? So, makikita natin siya sa formula later. So, variance is denoted by sigma squared or bar of capital X. So, ito namang Greek letter na to ay tinatawag nating sigma. Okay? So, sigma squared or var of capital X. So, parehas lang silang pwedeng gamitin. So, the formula for variance is, so pwede tayong gumamit ng sigma squared, pwede rin tayong gumamit ng var of capital X. Ang formula is the summation, yung binanggit ko na kanina, the summation of x minus mu squared times the probability of x. So, ibig sabihin, bawat row, i-multiply muna natin ng x minus mu squared times p of x. Then, saka natin i-compute overall yung summation. And that is what the variance. Okay? So, sa formula, again, ang x natin is value or outcome. Ang mu natin is the population mean. So, ito rin yung expected value natin. Okay? Then, P of X is the probability of the value or outcome. Next, standard deviation of discrete variable is the square root of the variance. So, ibig sabihin, pag nakuha natin yung variance, kuhanin lang natin yung square root nun and that is already the standard deviation. Okay? So, it is denoted by sigma. Okay? So, again, ang symbol na yan ay Greek letter na sigma. The formula for standard deviation is the square root of the variance. So, kung ano yung formula natin sa variance, dagdagan lang natin ng square root. That is the formula for standard deviation. Now, let's have example for variance and standard deviation. So, ang ating example number 2 is to determine the variance and standard deviation of the given PMF in example number 1. So, ito rin yung example natin kanina sa mean. So, gagamitin natin siya to solve for variance and standard deviation. Okay? So, again, we have the first column, the values of x. Then, the second column is the probability of each value. Okay? So, the first step, para makompute ang variance is add additional column for x times p of x para makuha natin yung mean or yung expected value. So alam na natin kung paano siya i-solve. Magdadagdag tayo ng additional column. Label natin ang x times p of x. Then i-multiply natin bawat row. Then i-add natin para makuha yung summation, and that is already the mean or the mu. So importante siya pagdating sa variance kasi nakita naman natin sa formula na isa-subtract siya from each value. Okay? The next step is to add additional column for x minus mu. Okay? So, magdadagdag tayo ng additional column and we will label it as x minus mu. So, ibig sabihin, each value of x minus the mean. Okay? So, magkakaroon tayo dyan ng negative pag mas mataas ang mean kaysa sa value, at magkakaroon naman tayo ng positive kung mas mataas yung value kaysa sa mean. Okay? So, tignan natin sa bawat row. So, ang isasubtract natin itong first column sa bawat, ay sa mean rather. So, 1 minus 2.95 is negative 1.95. And then 2 minus 2.95 is negative 0.95. Then 3 minus 2.95 rather is positive 0.05 na kasi mas mataas yung 3 kaysa sa 2.95. And then 4 minus 2.95 is positive 1.05, followed by 5 minus 2.95 is positive 2.05. Then last, 6 minus 2.95 is positive 3.05. Now, wala pa tayong kailangan na summation dito dahil meron pa tayong x minus mu squared. So, the next step is to add additional column for x minus mu squared. So, magdadagdag tayo ng additional column and we will label it as x minus mu squared. So, ibig sabihin, yung nakuha nating value ng x minus mu, i-squared lang natin lahat. So, ibig sabihin, negative 1.95, squared natin ang sagot, 3.8025. Then, 0.95 negative, magiging positive 0.9025 pag in-squared. Then, 0.05 pag in-squared ay magiging 0.0025. 1.05 when squared is 1.1025. Then 2.05 when squared is 4.2025. Then last, 3.05 pag squared ay magiging 9.3025. Okay? Again, hindi pa rin natin kailangan ng summation kasi ang kailangan na summation ay product nitong column na to at ng p of x. So, ibig sabihin, ang step number 4 natin is to add additional column for x minus mu squared times p of x and then compute for the summation. Okay? So, magdagdag tayo ng additional column and ilalabel natin x minus mu squared times p of x. So, ibig sabihin, product ng column na to at ng column na to. So, ibig sabihin, 3.8025 times 0.15 is 0.570375. Next, second row, 0.9025 multiplied to 0.25, the answer is 0.225625. Then third row, we have 0.0025 multiplied to 0.30, so that is 0.000750. Then fourth row, we have 1.1025 multiplied to 0.15, the answer is 0.165375. Then fifth row, we have 4.2025 multiplied to 0.10. The answer is 0.420250. Then last row, we have 9.3025 multiplied to 0.05. The answer is 0.465125. Now, eto na yung kailangan nating kuhanan ng summation. Ibig sabihin, i-add lang natin lahat yan. That is called the summation of x minus mu squared times p of x. And the answer is 1.8475. Dahil yan yung summation, yan na din yung ating variance. Okay? Dahil nakuha natin yung summation at yan na yung variance, i-conclude na lang natin together with the standard deviation. Okay, so kompleto na ang ating table. Meron tayong mean at meron yan tayong variance. So therefore, the variance is ilalabel natin as sigma squared. And the answer is ito. Okay? So yung summation ng ating last column. So that is 1.8475. So take note lang class, pag halimbawa, ang nakuha natin dito ay maraming decimals, ilimit lang natin siya into 6 decimal places. Okay? So, pero pagdating naman sa variance, pwede na ang 4 decimal places. Okay? So, pagdating dito, pwede na ang 6 decimal places. Pagdating sa variance, pwede na ang 4 decimal places. Ayan. And then the standard deviation is of course the square root of the variance. So ang variance natin ay 1.8475. Take the square root. The answer is 1.36. And then pagdating naman sa standard deviation, rounded off to 2 decimal places. So tandaan, pag nasa table pa, 6 decimal places, yung summation 4 decimal places, and standard deviation 2 decimal places. So that is how we compute the mean, variance, and standard deviation of discrete random variable. So tandaan na ang mean ay importante sa pagkuha ng variance and standard deviation. So ibig sabihin, pag mali na ang nakuha mong mean, mamamali na yung variance and standard deviation. Okay?